What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of Wrecked Bike Rebuild, the final paid episode on Patreon, and subsequently my video of how to take a wrecked and salvaged motorcycle and legally get it a rebuilt title and how to be on the road. Now, a couple of things before we get this video started and I tell you guys how to do it and how to go about it. One, I'm a normal dude, I'm not a professional, so take my information with a grain of salt. Two, thank you all my Patreon people for getting to this episode and making this entire series possible. It is mind-blowing, the community we have over on Patreon. Third thing, I am in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia to be specific. So if you are doing this, make sure, if you're gonna follow my instructions, you better be in Georgia. And even if you are in Georgia, make sure you look up the information anyway, because you want the most up-to-date info, because trust me, that shit changes. Also, if you're in another state, make sure to look up your local DMV information, because I don't want you doing what I'm doing and then it not meet the requirements for your state. Stuff to know. Okay, let's get started. All right, so you're sitting there with your salvage titled motorcycle, wherever you got it from. I personally get mine from Dash Hub. They're a website where you can get wrecked motorcycles, cars, boats, ATVs, all kinds of shit. I'm only interested in motorcycles, obviously. So when I buy my motorcycles from those guys, they actually send the bike and the title over to me, so I don't have to worry with all the titling crap. They just send it to me and it's in my name and I am good to go. So it puts me straight into your situation. You've got a bike with a salvage title and you don't want to ride that thing on the road. Well, first you want to rebuild it, but then you want to ride it on the road. First thing you got to do, take photos. The first thing you do when you get that salvage bike, whether you're buying it from an insurance company or Dash Hub or wherever you get your salvage motorcycles from, take photos. And I ain't talking like one big photo of the side, one big photo of the other side. I'm talking photos of everything. One thing they're gonna ask you is to show photos of the damage, and they want that so they can tell where the damage is on the motorcycle. That way the inspector's like, okay, let me check the crankcase cover in my instance with the motorcycle. So when you get the bike, you take photos of the side, of the front, of the other side, the back, the top, the, I don't know, other words. Take lots and lots of photos. You cannot have too many photos because you will have proof of everything, and that will give the DMV and the inspector, like, you've done your homework, you took all your photos, and you have a really good starting point for where the bike was, so then that way they can tell, like, oh shit, bro done fixed everything. Take lots of photos. So the next step is gonna be kind of obvious. You need to fix the motorcycle. I don't really need to explain any more of fix the motorcycle, because like if it's salvaged, it's probably salvaged for a reason. So get the bike back in a running order. Here are a couple of the things that the inspector told me that I need to make for sure are working for a motorcycle. Okay, this is from the inspector. I'm not gonna say his name or anything. He says, make sure all of the lights work. Make sure there is no bends in either of the wheels. And make sure the front forks are, and I quote, good and straight. Now, I don't know if that's a comprehensive list from an inspector. Obviously, I handled way more issues than that on my monster that I put back together, but those are the things he highlighted. So I don't know if those are more important, but you know, more info, the more you know. So the next step is gonna be this odd hybrid between steps 1 and 2, and that is receipts for the parts you ordered. The DMV has to see a receipt for every part that you purchased to get the motorcycle rebuilt to what you're presenting as your rebuilt motorcycle. Now, as far as receipts, they're gonna be looking for one very specific thing on your receipts, and that's the name of the purchaser. The name of the purchaser has to be either the owner, like me, or the shop that rebuilt the bike. So in my situation, it has to say Chase, or it has to say Mountain Motorsports. If the receipts that I show the DMV doesn't have those names on it, they're not gonna accept those receipts. The reason the DMV is looking for this is so they can prove that you actually bought the parts to replace, you know, whatever's broken on the bike, and that's how you do it. Make sure the name is you or your shop. That is very important. And anything you have, I'm telling you guys, I've got a thick like binder full of nothing but paperwork. Now, a lot of the times you're gonna order stuff online. If you order something online, make sure to either print out like the online receipts. A lot of times you get emailed a receipt, Or when you order stuff online, you also get like a receipt in the box when you order stuff. So make sure to have that with online purchases or in-person purchases. Next step. Okay, so the next step is where I kind of got fuzzy with the situation. So now that I've got the entire bike put back together, I have kept every freaking receipt I possibly can. With, if I ordered it online, I printed out the receipt sheet, and a lot of times when you order parts online, it'll come with a little receipt with it. So make sure you keep all of that stuff. I had done all of that, and now I needed to find an inspector. So as far as Georgia goes, you have to be a licensed rebuilder to be able to inspect motorcycles. I was lucky, and the DMV website for Georgia actually has a list of all the inspectors here in the state. So no lie, what I did is I went on there, I got every single email, I copied this blank email and was like, hi, I have this bike and I've rebuilt it and I need to get it inspected so I can get the salvage title turned into rebuilt. I emailed every single one of those people on a Friday afternoon. Only one guy emailed me back on Friday, like later in the day. So I got back and forth with him. And then obviously Monday morning, I had like a flood, like everybody had emailed me back. Surprisingly, there was only like 15 people in Georgia. Regardless, I've got a guy coming out tomorrow and he's going to be inspecting the motorcycle. Okay, so to be fully honest with you guys, this point in the situation is where I personally am. I have a motorcycle that's been totally rebuilt and is working awesome, and I have an inspector coming out tomorrow. Everything else I tell you is what I've done research on and what I've been told, and I'm gonna do a part 2 of this episode just to like make sure all of that happens. If anything else crazy happens, I'll update you then. But we're gonna move forward with the assumed information that I have. Okay, so the inspector has told me the things he's gonna be looking for, the time he's gonna go check out the motorcycle. He only takes cash, so I gotta make sure I have the amount of money that I need to pay him on me. And what's gonna happen is he's going to inspect the motorcycle, fill out a document that I'm going to take, and then I'm gonna take that document that he gave me and this other list of information that the DMV website gave me, and I'm gonna mail all of that to my local DMV. So there's a long list of documents that you're gonna need to send in with the inspector's kind of like check sheet, I guess is what he's gonna give me. I'm gonna put those on the screen now. So these are the documents. You can download all of them from the DMV website. You're gonna have to download them, sign them, and do all that kind of stuff. And then you're gonna mail all of that in with the inspector's information. And then, assuming everything goes right, you will get all that paperwork back, and then you can look at this list on the DMV website and it'll give you a list of stations that you can actually take the bike to get officially inspected there. Now, supposedly, once the bike gets inspected at one of these designated stations, you can then get your rebuilt title for the bike, which you're also gonna have to wait to come in the mail. Once that happens, you can register the motorcycle and ride it like fine, because a rebuilt title is basically a regular title for like a bike. Like every one of my motorcycles has a regular title, but a rebuilt title just says, hey, the bike can be ridden on the road. At some point, that frame has been salvaged. So just letting you know, do with that what you will. Supposedly having a rebuilt title also affects the resale value of a motorcycle, so you gotta deal with all that kind of crazy stuff too if you're gonna be selling them. But yeah guys, that's how to take a salvaged motorcycle title and get it to a rebuilt title so that you can ride your salvaged motorcycle on the road again. Make sure to check out your local DMV website stuff if you're here in America, because you want to double check that all the info I'm giving you matches what your stuff is supposed to do. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It is a huge help to me and I massively appreciate it. And if you haven't seen the rest of the Wrecked Bike Rebuild episodes, there's a link in the description to check it out. It's been an interesting time, so it's good stuff. Also, make sure to check out if there's an update video, because when there is, you will definitely know how my whole process went. I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you guys in the next video later. How far can I roll back? Oh, not far at all. We're gonna go sideways because I don't want to hit the street triple. Bye, guys.